Well, it's 1995. We're heading for the Ram Show in White Plains, New York. This is the Baranzo Narrows Bridge, coming in about 6 o'clock on a Wednesday night. Heading for LaGuardia. Manhattan Island. Times Square. We're looking right down through the exhaust of the jet engine, so that's why it's not too clear.
The building with the red, white, and blue on the top is the Empire State Building.
Well, it's Friday afternoon. We're in White Plains, New York. And this is the Westchester County Center, where the Rams are holding their 27th annual Ram Show. This is the main floor. Another floor about this size in the basement with an additional 65 exhibitors. This is Friday afternoon. They just opened to the public at 1 o'clock. It was open to distributors until 1 o'clock. Seems like everybody's here. Spivey's here. Looks like Ace is back and strong as ever. And it looks like Dave Abbey's here, right down there. There's Dave Abbey writing up orders, and Jim's helping him. Dave Brown's here. Bill Northrup's here with Masco. The Aeroplane Works. The yellow aircraft. And Byron. J&J Hobbies is here, and what do we got there? Looks like a 9-decker. Wow, check that out. Now we're downstairs in the lower level. 65 additional exhibitors. Model products. Greg Namey. Hi, Greg.
How you doing, Jake?
Nice airplanes, Greg.
Thanks.
And we got Roy Vaillancourt.
Charging.
Bailey Aviation.
I don't think it's been to.
It is Hurricane. Boy, is that a beauty.
Well, it's not something you want.
This is only Friday afternoon. People are still working. Nice models here. Jet Age Hobbies. Michurovich. Eagle Aviation. We got the headquarters of Vintage RC Society. John Worth, Chief Executive Officer. We got Chip Mull from Just Fine. Giant scale stitch covering. Best covering available, right, Chip?
Best covering available.
Well, it's Saturday morning, and we've got Fred Coleman discussing his new Fokker Eindecker with Dave Abbey. Well, Fred, what did Dave have to say about your radio installation?
Well, I think he solved some of the interference problems. I'm going to try his receiver and we'll see if it takes out the jittering.
One of the new DAD receivers, huh?
Yes.
Well, tell us about your Eindecker, your Fokker Eindecker here. You're building it for...
This is for a field and bench for model airplane news. Probably be out in the spring. And they want to do a feature article on it rather than just the field and bench.
I see. How long have you been working on it?
Since October.
I see.
This now being February.
Boy, it sure looks nice.
Thank you.
And you got one of the wing panels here. And what engine do you have in it?
This is the Seidel 770, which is a 7-cylinder 4-stroke.
Let's get a shot of that Seidel.
It's going to be modeled after the replica in the Champlin
Fighter Museum
out in Arizona.
Falcon Field, right?
Right.
Well, Fred, have you run the engine yet?
No, I've not run it. I'll run it when I get the plane completed and break it in right in the plane.
I see. Well, so far, what do you think of the kit?
Certainly not an amateur's kit. For somebody that likes to build, this is the kit for them. There's nothing particularly radical in it in any way, other than the fact that you nail the fuselage together, which is a little unusual. But
well, Fred, tell me how you did this turning on the cowling here.
That was done with the 1/8" Dremel stainless steel brush and a drill press. And I'm going to mention that in the article that I'm going to write on it so everybody can benefit from it. It was basically done freehand by putting lines on the actual aluminum, so it wasn't that difficult once you got the technique down.
And when's the test flight going to be?
Probably in May, June of this year, 1995, as soon as I get it stripped down after the show and get it covered.
Great. I see you got some pictures here. Let's take a look at some pictures. Now, Fred, these are actual pictures of your aircraft here inside, right?
No, these are the real aircraft in the Champlin Museum out in Arizona, and this is the actual cockpit that I'm replicating in the plane.
I see. Okay, this is the actual airplane at Champlin Fighter Museum in Mesa, Arizona, that Fred is...
That's the plane that I'm actually replicating with the model.
The cowling, that's just exactly like yours is going to be, right, Fred?
Exactly.
Well, it's a magnificent airplane, and we're sure glad we got to see it. And you be sure and let us know when the test flights are. Maybe send us some video of it, right?
Yeah, we're definitely going to video it. So.
Okay.
In June.
Right. And Fred, I understand you're the vice president of the Rams.
That's correct.
And that stands for what?
Westchester Radio Aero Modelers.
Sounds good. I'll accept that.
Okay.
Thanks again.
Thank you.
These are some of the models on display. They have a separate room for the scale models, so. There's a beautiful Schweitzer glider by Peter Stefano. Excellent, excellent. That's Peter when he was a youngster. Have the scale aircraft.
Maybe I'll walk around a while.
This is Sunday morning, about 10 o'clock. The lighting isn't the greatest in here, but we'll give her a try. Tim Farrell, Yak 15. Straight, Focke-Wulf, something or other. Looks like STOL. Nice looking aircraft. Focke-Wulf 56, I think it is. Nice shiny Grumman duck.
I'm gonna do some photography.
Mustang.
Walk around and do some. Almost looks like a Texas.
Charles Valentino, SNJ. Excellent aircraft.
Pretty plane. Big plane.
Robert Mealy, P-40. The rear end of the DH-2 by Dick Parshall.
I can tell that voice anywhere.
Dick's from Upper State, New York. Hey, we got Jeff Troy finally doing some work, right, Jeff?
Arguing with everybody.
Are they paying you
What's
to do?
going on, Dick?
Are they paying you to do this?
No, this is for the other magazine. This is for the one you read instead of look at.
All right. Richard Slutz, Sukhoi.
See you later.
John Goodrich, F2B, Bristol.